Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gagan. So today I'm going to discuss how we can connect the Salesforce with the AWS S3 bucket. So before starting the video, I would like to show you the demo, how the things are working in my Tailhead account. This is my Tailhead sandbox and this is my script which I have created to test the integration. So as soon as I'm clicking the execute button, so this JSON will be passed from Salesforce to the S3 bucket. So let me execute this. So this has been executed and now I can see the logs, and this is a JSON that I'm sending, and the status code should be 200. So you can see the status code is 200. That means our request or put method that we have used is successful. And if I go to the S3 bucket, and this is my S3 bucket, if I click S3 bucket and refresh this, um, so you must be able to see the new request. So see, this is a data.json which has been passed just now. And if I click this data.json and if I open this data.json, this is the same request that I have sent it from the Salesforce. This is just like an example of the JSON that I wanted to send to the S3 bucket. If I just come here, so this is a JSON content, right? The name, age, and city. The same data is there now in the S3 bucket. So how I have configured this integration. So let's discuss this. So first of all, these are the steps that you have to perform. First step is you have to create the S3 bucket, which is using the free AWS account. So for that, you have to basically go to the AWS. You have to just search on Google AWS S3 free account, and if you just go here, and when you basically go there, and if you click this, right, free one, uh this is not that one. So let me just go, yeah, this is that Amazon S3. If you click this try for free, it will ask you to basically provide the information, your email ID and everything. Once you will provide your email ID, it will let you to navigate to this page, and they will ask you for your credit card details or the debit card details. So this debit card details, they are asking for the verification purpose, and they will basically charge 2 rupees, and it will basically this transaction will be pending for 3 to 5 days, just for your identification. Once they have done the identification, your account will be verified, and then you can use for 12 months. It is for up to 5 GB. It's completely free, you don't have to pay anything. But if 1 year has been completed and there's some storage in your AWS account, then you have to pay the charges for the storage that you are using. So make sure that before 1 year you should basically delete your account, and basically deactivate your account, so that you should not be pay any amount to the AWS. And after 12 months you can get a new email ID, and using new email ID you can get a new account. So once you will create the S3 bucket, once you created this S3 account, what you can do, you can basically go here. This is the search option, and then you have to click S3. You have to search the S3, and when you go to the S3 bucket, S3, this scalable storage in the cloud, and you can get the top features. Under the top features, there is an option called buckets. You have to click the bucket, and then because I have already created one bucket, you can see this bucket is created already there. So if you want to create the new S3 bucket, you have to click this create bucket, and you have to provide the information like what is the name of the bucket. Okay, and then you can basically keep all the default value as it is, and then you can click create bucket. But you have to make sure that whatever the name you are giving or the bucket, it should be unique. um, like in the AWS, it should be unique. Okay, so I already created one bucket, which is my Salesforce test data. The name of the bucket is this, and the reason of this bucket is EU North one, and which access it have this IAM access analyzer. And if you wanted to see what data is there in this S3 bucket, you have to click this, and then you can see this is one JSON available, which is of 46 bytes. This is just a JSON file. What is the S3 bucket? S3 bucket is nothing but it's like a storage where you can store structured or semi-structured data, and then before further analysis you can basically, you can use Athena or something to basically see all the type of data in form of row and column. So this is how you can create the Amazon S3. So this is one of the first step for the integration. The second thing, you have to create the security credentials for your S3 bucket or Amazon web services. So for that, what you have to do, you have to click this, the email ID, and then you have to go to the security credentials. And in the security credentials, you can see there are multiple type of authentication things are available. You can see that, right? This is one of the access key. This is a cloud front key pairs. This is a certification type of authentication. But what I have used this access keys. Okay, so I have used this. If you want to create a new access key, you can click create access key, and then it will give you access key and password. Okay, by the way, I'm going to deactivate this one because it has already been exposed to you guys. So you can get a new access key, and after you have created the access key and password, what you have to do, you have to go to the Salesforce, and then you have to click the name credentials, and then you have to click the create the new name credentials. I already created one name credentials, where you have to give the information of the URL, which URL you wanted to hit, and then you have to provide value of this access key and password in the name credential. So how you can provide the access key and password information, you have to create one external credentials, which I have already created. Okay, you have to create one external credentials, where you have to choose authentication protocol as an AWS signature version 4, service as an S3, and region as in whatever the region of your bucket is. So my reason for the bucket is already, you can see that like from your bucket. So this is my bucket, and you can see the reason is EU North 1. The same reason you have to copy and paste here in your external credentials. This is the external credentials, and you have to choose that, and then you have to provide the secret key and password. You have to provide the access key and the password that is there, you have created in your you know as for your S3 bucket. We have already created, right? I've shown you from here security credentials. You have created the access key, so you have to provide this value here. And after that, again, I'm going to the name credentials. Okay, and after that you have to choose like what kind of call out option you wanted to opt. And one more thing, how you have identified this URL. So this S3 is denoting that which services of the AWS you wanted to hit. So I'm wanted to basically use the S3 bucket of which region. The reason I already showed you, this region EU North 1, and the same reference we have given into the external credentials. And then you have to mention .amazonaws.com. So this is our URL, and it should be enabled for call out. Okay, now if I go to my developer console, this is my developer console. Let me open this like this for better understanding. Yeah, so in the developer console, we are basically getting the URL, the base URL. This is a base URL. Okay, this is a base URL. We're getting this base URL, and we are adding the name of the bucket. Bucket means S3 bucket name. So our bucket name is my Salesforce data plus the file name. Which file name I wanted to send. So file name is nothing but this is the, as of now the file name is coming as a data.json. If you wanted to send with some different name, like let's suppose that contact details, customer contact details.json, then you can basically provide here the file name. So this is our endpoint. So base URL is coming from the name credentials called S3 connect NC. So this is the name credentials, right? S3 connect NC. We are getting the base URL. Bucket name is nothing but the S3 bucket name, which is nothing but this. This, right? This is the bucket name, and this is the file name. Uh, File name, but whatever the file you wanted to name, you wanted to send and store the request, and this is actually the actual request you wanted to send. This is like a sample JSON. You can create any particular JSON. You can fetch from an object and you can create a JSON and you can pass. And here we have, with what method we are using, we are using the put method, because you wanted to put something from Salesforce to S3 S3 bucket. So we are using put method. This is the header. We are using application hyphen JSON. And yeah, set header private. So what does it mean? Mean is that whatever the file we are sending, it can only be accessible either by the owner of the bucket or the someone who have the required permission. Okay. And that's it. And then we are basically sending the request, and then yeah, we are just sending a request and we are getting the response, and we are using this system.debug. Okay. So let me change this name again now. Gagan Anand. Okay, 31. And let me change this Nottingham, and execute this and see if this data is coming or not. Okay. And if I go to developer console, let me see whether the status code is 200 or not. The status code is 200. And let me refresh this. As of now, there's only one object. Let me refresh this. Mm, why it's not coming? Let me go back. Okay, so it has been replaced actually, because the file name is same. So let me mm, go here uh, and change the name, um, Gagan data, and now execute it. Okay, and again we will go to here, and this is the new logs. So yeah, status code is 200. Now go to S3 bucket, refresh. Now you can see Gagan data.json is there, and if I click here and click open, see Gagananand. Now the JSON is Gagananand and city is Nottingham. This is how simply you can do the integration. um, this is it for this video. I would like you to subscribe this channel if you wanted to see some more good Salesforce videos related to the integration velocity. And even if you have any suggestion on which topic I should make the video, you can just comment down on this video. Thank you very much.